Hello, I'm Dr. Chad Hawk with Dr. Steve Hoffman, and we're here with Mastery Moments, and we're going to talk a little more about tone. Some people in the more mechanistic way of thinking of things, like structural-based chiropractors or even some postural-based chiropractors, are struggling with the idea of what tone really is. And even though we can relate definitions to them, there's a disconnect that's happening. Steve, you have any insight on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the last 20 years has been about. And, you know, the concept really started with, not even with technique, Chad. It started with you can't have a wellness practice by running a sickness business. That's a disconnect. And that's the foundation for simplicity as well. And so I think when docs are stuck in a mechanistic model, the bone out of place model, I think they're very open to looking at how that bone got out of place, recognizing the fallacies that they've accepted as true, but then where do I go from here? And so I think the approach to this is, if we understand that the bone is out of place, what it means, due to muscle imbalance, and if we understand that that muscle imbalance is due to a neurological imbalance, then we have to understand that if we're ever going to, and I'm not sure why you'd want to, but if we're ever going to correct the structural irregularity, we have to address the muscle imbalance first. And that's what the posturalists did. And they did it very successfully, and they get better structural changes than the structuralists. But even the posturalists had to go one step further, which is, why is there a muscle imbalance? And the muscle imbalance is due to a neurological imbalance, that because the muscles are stupid, they don't know what to do. They need a message. They need to be told. And so if we realize that there's a neurological issue first, which creates a muscle issue second, which then contributes to a structural issue third, then you could work on the structural issue till the cows come home, and you will see change, but it will be very, very slow. And this is why the docs find once in LA, always in LA. This is why they find the same pattern of misalignment or subluxation over and over and over again, because the bone out of place is both cause and effect. And until we get at cause of the bone out of place, that bone's going to be out of place over and over and over again. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the nervous system learns. You keep pounding that same spot over and over and over again, and you create a dependency that the body has to have that done. So I think that conceptually, no problem. They get that. I just spoke to the California Chiropractic Association this past weekend, and you could see the light bulbs light up all over the room. The issue is, now what do I do?
And that, I think, is the key. I think that a lot of structural and postural-based chiropractors feel a little bit trapped because of everything they've said and done with their practice members or patients has to shift. And you know what? It's never the patient or practice member that has a problem with it. Never.
Right.
It's always the chiropractor who's saying, but I've always done this, and now I'm going to do something different. How will I look?
But here's the good news. There's good news. We anticipated this. We dealt with this. I don't want people to see MC2 as, I have to toggle, I have to do a thumb thing, I have to do it soft touch, I only need to put a vibratory frequency into the system. I want them to look at MC2 as a technique upgrade. You want to move bones? God bless you, move them. But move the right one at the right time, in the right direction, with the right torque, with the right intention. Rather than just move bones to move bones. Any monkey can move bones.
Exactly. Recently, and a chiropractor posted a video, several videos on his page, on his Facebook page, adjusting. Oh my goodness, it had to have been 28 segments from the nose down to the toes. I mean, it was rack'em crackin'. And the guy had an amazing skill, an amazing ability to actually do an adjustment, to put a force into the body. I was really in awe at his skills, but there was absolutely no specificity. And what we're getting at, it isn't about us, is it? It has nothing to do with us. And yes.
Sorry. I can't help myself sometimes.
I mean, there were moves that I was literally shocked. I had no idea you could do those things. And it was amazing. I thought, I'm going to store that in case in the future I ever need it. That guy's got some moves. But really, it's about what the individual is asking for via their nervous system that we can provide.
Yep.
Do the adjustment and get out of the way.
Look, we're taught in school to read the bones. We're taught in technique seminars to read the muscles. Why not read the nerves?
Yeah.
Why not be able to listen to what the body is telling you rather than try to recall what you were told? You know, red flowers are red and green leaves are green, and that's the way they've ever always been seen, is not a way to practice in a vitalistic model. No more than it is to practice a vitalistic model in a coaching model. Well, today what we're going to talk about is, what about what's going on with them?
Exactly. Well, I think that, you know what? If we still get more questions, we'll keep addressing this, I think, until we need to quit addressing it and help shift the professional mindset about how a chiropractic adjustment is delivered.
That'd be great. And I appreciate you doing all that you do and love the shirt.
It's done in honor for you today, Steve. I got several of them, and every now and again I'll sprinkle them in, go away from the standard of attire I normally wear.
Thank you. Everybody, for paying attention. By all means, be in touch. Chiropractic Mastery on Facebook. That's where you can find us. Dr. Chad Hawk, Dr. Steve Hoffman. Stay in touch, and we'll be in touch.